By the time the UN secured an armistice, 3/4 of the Palestinian people had become refugees. In Arabic, they call this the Nakba, literally the catastrophe. The Nakba-era tactics of settlement, home demolitions, and expulsion are still used against them.
Nakba, Nakba, no! We want Nakba, Nakba, no!
When we make peace between Saudi Arabia and Israel, the whole Middle East changes. We tear down the walls of enmity. We bring the possibility of prosperity and peace to this entire region. 2 days ago, I discussed this vision of peace with President Biden.
Britain was given the mandate over Palestine, but the Palestinian people were never asked what they wanted or what independence would look like to them. Listen to what Balfour wrote to one of his colleagues.
For in Palestine, we do not propose even to go through the form of consulting the wishes of the present inhabitants of the country.
Welcome to Black History Decoded, where I give insight into Black or African history that has been misrepresented over the centuries.
Instead, it was the Zionists who were consulted about what their vision for Palestine was, and so the mandate ended up incorporating not just the Balfour Declaration, but several clauses requiring Britain to ensure the establishment of a Jewish home in Palestine.
You see this here? All the world wars were predicted a long time ago. Only a major power can bring about these scenarios with precision. Also, Israel is not the Holy Land of the Bible. They are claiming that it is, but it clearly is not. Egypt is. When we discuss history outside the Bible, nobody mentions ancient Israel, except in the context of biblical studies, and there's so much problems with the Bible. Once people discover that Noah is actually Christopher Columbus in the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, and the Bible have to be put into serious question. These people say whatever they want, absent challenge, but right now they're being challenged as you can see. The Third World War must be fermented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agentur of the Illuminati. Now, the Illuminati, the agentures of the Illuminati, that's the Western powers. Now, there's people in the West that they're doing exactly what they're told and stuff like that, but there's some people that understand that Israel's a means to an end. They're only supporting it because it's supposed to bring about a major change, because there's supposed to be like strife between them and the Muslim nations, which obviously is happening. Okay? Third World War must be fermented by taking advantage of difference caused by the agentur of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam and political Zionism mutually destroy each other. Like I said, there's a problem with, obviously, Zionism, and there's a problem with Islam. Okay, and Christianity. That's why they have to be destroyed, because they're manipulating the Bible. The Bible's been manipulated. Okay, the Madonna goes from black to white. It's originally black, and they change it to white. It's obviously that they're corrupting the history. That's why Islam has to be destroyed, and also Zionism and Christianity. It's just a perversion, but anyway. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam and political Zionism mutually destroy each other. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economical exhaustion. Yes, that's what's happening now. Okay? We shall unleash the nihilist and the atheist, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in all its horror will show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, origin of savagery, and of the most bloody turmoil. Because the thing is that I think the reason why this is being done, definitely, because we know what we have to do in order to make this world a better place. You know, we have to respect each other. We have to look out for one another. But the thing is that we preach about Jesus Christ. We preach about God. And we know what we have to do, but we're not doing it. We're complacent, right? What's with the discrimination towards black people? What's the reason for this? What's with the attitude towards black people throughout the centuries? They don't tell us. The attitude towards women. You have your mother, your sister, your daughter. You want them to be treated like this? You understand? Why is it so hard to actually work together? It's and then these nations want to say that, oh, we're so civilized. Are you civilized? Look what you're doing to Africa. You know exactly what you were doing to Africa, but yet, you want to claim that you're civilized, you believe in God, you believe in Jesus Christ and everything like that. So things have to be so bad. Things have to be so bad in order for you to realize that, no, we can't do this anymore. Right? That's why things are happening the way they're happening now. Things have to get so bad for people to change their attitudes and realize that, yeah, we have to act right. Well, duh. And these people, like the Protestant Reformation, they said, oh, it's new beginning, enlightenment, and stuff like that. We believe in God, we believe in Jesus Christ, and stuff like that. We're so civilized compared to these Africans, especially. You understand? But yet, whoa, how come things didn't get better? Right? How come things didn't get better? It's funny how China builds itself up, and then China comes in and says, like, hey, let me work with the Africans. Let me do something for the Africans, and because I want something from the Africans, yes, but I also want to help the Africans as well. Like, it's a give and take thing and stuff like that. And they're building infrastructure for the Africans, but the Europeans, Americans, have been in there for so long, and they haven't achieved the same amount same amount of infrastructure as the Chinese who came in recently. It's absolutely ridiculous. So they're purposely keeping down the Africans. For what? For what? This kind of behavior cannot be tolerated. You understand? That's why things are happening the way they are. So, then everywhere the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization and the multitude delusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirits will from that moment be without compass or direction, anxious for an ideal but without knowing where to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, who is Jesus Christ, of course. Because they talk about Lucifer falling because he was, supposed to be the son of God. They're just misrepresenting, but Lucifer is actually Jesus, because Lucifer was high and then he fell. Well, that's Jesus, right? He was high and then he fell. It's Lucifer, and it's like, well, you should respect one another, right? So that's what it said, the manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer. Like, let's respect each other and do right by each other, and then we could accomplish great things. Obviously, but for the longest time we haven't been doing that. Brought finally out in the public view. This manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement, which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time. Yes, that makes sense. And you see, all this is happening. This cannot be denied. This was predicted a long time ago, and as I said, the only power to do this is a higher power, right? A higher power. Now you can see that we could say that the Jews are the chosen people of the New World, but not the Bible. When the Protestant Reformation was created, a New World Order was created that was corrupt, hypocritical, and nasty, all the while claiming to be righteous when it clearly was not. The Jews back then are not the same as the Jews now. Since they took over from the original Jews, they became a means to an end to correct the problems of the past. You really think God is going to allow another people to completely take over another people's territory so they can live happily ever after? Unless it's a means to an end for something greater. Like, share, subscribe, and make a comment. Thanks.
Israel has taken the land but wants nothing to do with the millions under its rule. International, Israeli, and Palestinian human rights groups say this system is a form of apartheid.